10. The truth functional version of if then. Insofar as we want to have a truth functional conditional connective, we must construct its truth table. Of course, since not every use of if then in English is intended to be truth functional, no truth functional connective is going to be completely plausible. Actually, the problem is to come up with a truth functional version of if then that is even marginally plausible. Fortunately, there is such a connective. By way of motivating the truth table for the truth functional version of if then, we consider conditional promises and conditional requests. Consider the following promise made to the intro logic student by the intro logic instructor. If you get 100 on every exam, then I will give you an A, which may be symbolized HA. Now suppose that the semester ends. Under what circumstances has the instructor kept his or promise? The relevant circumstances may be characterized as follows. HA case 1, TT case 2, TF case 3, FT case 4, FF. The cases divide into two groups. In the first two cases, you get 100 on every exam. The condition in question is activated. If the condition is activated, the question whether the promise is kept simply reduces to whether you do or don't get an A. In case 1, you get your A, the instructor has kept the promise. In case 2, you don't get your A, even though you got 100 on every exam. The instructor has not kept the promise. The remaining two cases are different. In these cases, you don't get 100 on every exam, so the condition in question isn't activated. We have a choice now about evaluating the promise. We can say that no promise was made, so no obligation was incurred. Or, we can say that a promise was made, and it was kept by default. We follow the latter course, which produces the following truth table. HA case 1, TTT case 2, TFF case 3, FTT case 4, FFT. Note carefully that in making the above promise, the instructor has not committed him herself about your grade when you don't get 100 on every exam. It is a very simple promise, by itself, and may be combined with other promises. For example, the instructor has not promised not to give you an A if you do not get 100 on every exam. Presumably, there are other ways to get an A. For example, a 99% average should also earn an A. On the basis of these considerations, we propose the following truth table for the arrow connective, which represents the truth functional version of if then. ACACACTTTTTFFTFFTTFTTF. The information conveyed in the above tables may be summarized by either of the following statements. A conditional AC is false if and only if the antecedent A is true and the consequent C is false. A conditional AC is false if the antecedent A is true and the consequent C is false. Otherwise, it is true.